Hi, it's Kassy. Today we're going to make a couple of cards using some different Sizzix supplies. They're going to be kind of mixed media cards, so I'm really excited to get started. We are using this beautiful die set here from Lisa Jones. It's a thin lit, and the thing I really like about it is it's the negative of the image, which is really fun and not something you find all the time, but it also comes with the outside cutting die so that you can just cut into a card or whatever project you're making, or you can cut the panel out. So that's really nice. It gives you options. So I've already done the cutting so that you don't have to watch me do that. I've cut into this ivory card panel. This is from Sizzix. This is Sizzix paper. Isn't that just gorgeous? I mean, you could just cut a bunch of these out and put them on cards with nice different color backings and put a little sentiment here and maybe some ribbon or something and be done and have cards made and ready to go. Super cool. We're going to do a little bit more than that today, but I just love it when dies like this can be so versatile. So I do actually need to get out of my toolkit here. I love my toolkit. Everything is in one place. It's all ready for me when I need it. And I think I might want the brayer. So we're going to grab that. And I definitely think I need this as well. I love this combo. This is my brayer and my long palette knife. Really, really excellent tools and must have if you're going to do any sort of mixed media. I've got some different sentiments here. We're going to use one or two of these to make our card. So I'm going to put one panel aside for a minute. We're just going to work on one to start with. And I chose this nice dark navy blue textured cardstock for the background of both of the cards. And you'll see why we're doing two cards here. We're going to get kind of 2 for 1 out of this, which is pretty exciting as well. I love when that happens. We're also going to be using the Arctic Sky acrylic paint, excuse me, from Sizzix, which is absolutely amazing. Some dimensional paste. So really, you don't need a lot of supplies for this, and it's really going to look fun and amazing. So I'm putting one panel aside for now. Now I am working on this Sizzix craft mat here. It is a nice silicone mat. Mine has been very well loved, so it's got some, you know, stains on it, but rest assured yours will be nice and white and brand new. I really don't want this to move, so what I think I'm going to do is get one of my sticky grid sheets, and I'm just going to use it to hold down my cardstock while I am doing this particular technique here. So first, okay, first let's see if I can just stick it down right on my craft mat and then lift it up and see if it will stay down for me. Okay, it seems like it's pretty good. So now I'm going to put my cardstock down, and I don't really need it to be lined up or anything. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's just going to hold this cardstock in place while we work. Because I have to hold this one down, and I really just want to make sure that that bottom piece is not moving anywhere. So for this top piece, I am going to use a little tiny bit of mint tape just to make sure this is going to stay in place. It's not going to be there forever, but I really just, for this particular card, I want everything to be lined up nice, and I want this flower arrangement to be centered in my panel. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of the mint tape on the top and the bottom, making sure not to touch any of this opening. And we're actually going to use this this die cut piece as a stencil for our first card. Okay, so we've got some dimensional paste, and I'm going to open that here. This paste is so wonderful. It's nice and creamy. It is a modeling paste, so if you've ever used any mixed media supplies before, that is what it is. And I'm going to use the palette knife side of my tool, and I like to just kind of mix it up, make sure everything's good to go. I use this a fair bit though, so it's generally good to go right away. And I'm going to put it over on the palette side of my craft mat, and then we're going to get some paint. So I'm using the Arctic Sky. I just want a really nice light blue. This light blue against this dark navy is going to look stunning. It's just going to give us a really nice contrast. So if you didn't know, you can color your dimensional paste. So it's really nice that it comes to you white, because you can use it white and you can do a lot of things with it. But I often will use it white, but sometimes it's really nice just to give it a little bit of color. Just know, one tip I'd like to give you is, if you are going to put some color into your dimensional paste, you do want to make sure, you do just want to understand that the color is going to be a little bit lighter, because this dimensional paste is white, and so you're mixing a color into white. Okay, so it's just going to lighten it up a little bit. Can't really tell that much with this particular paint, because it is already fairly light to begin with, but just want to make sure that you know that. So I think we're mixed up really well. This palette knife works great to just get everything nice and mixed together, and you can see how creamy it is. Now we just need a little bit on the end of our palette knife. Notice I'm working on the back of it, not the front of it. That is going to give you the best result. And we're just going to scrape this through our stencil, well, our handmade stencil, right? Our die stencil. And we're going to cover all of the open area, and we're just spreading through. I'm trying really hard not to get it around the edges. It's not the end of the world if you do, but I just want to make a nice clean card with this. And so I'm just making sure I get in all the little cracks here. Get this flower over here. I would recommend starting with a little less of the dimensional paste and then adding more as needed. It's a little bit easier to work with, especially if you're new to this technique. And then, you know, you can always add more, but it's harder sometimes to take it away. And it can get in places you don't want it to if you have a lot on your palette knife. So I just recommend starting with a little less. Okay, there we go. I just had to use my other hand to get it across there. And now that I've got it in all the cracks there, I'm just going over one more time and just making sure I have a nice, even, smooth finish there. Okay, so now I'm going to peel off my mint tape, which should come off really easily. Okay, and then I'm going to pull off this homemade stencil that we made and see what we've got. So beautiful. Now we did have a little bit of overage there, but I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. It is really stunning. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to bring it closer to the screen here, to the camera, so I can show you close up what we've got. So pretty. I love that. It looks really, really stunning, and just the nice stark contrast is wonderful. I got a tiny bit on the edge there, but no big deal. I'm going to set that aside to dry, and then what I would like to do is before, now I don't need this anymore, I will put the protective, actually let's do that first, because this can be reused over and over again until it's not sticky anymore. So when you're done using it, I would recommend putting your covers back on, the front and the back, putting it right back in your container there, so you can, in your little packet, so you can just keep reusing it. And these will roll up a little, but once you get them stuck down, see, then you're good to go. You put that back in, and you've got an opportunity to use it again. Okay, so now we have the stencil. I don't want to waste it. It's gorgeous. So what am I going to do? I am going to take the rest of this and put it over on the smooth part of this mat board, or excuse me, this craft mat. And let me just get as much of it over here as I can. I think that's going to be enough for what we're doing. Okay, and then I'm going to wipe this so that I don't get it everywhere, because I'm a messy crafter. So there we go. And then I'm going to take my brayer side, and this is, remember, dimensional paste mixed with paint. So I'm going to roll this on, and it's, look at that. Look at all that dimension in there. That's pretty amazing. I'm super excited about this. So now I'm just going to run it over the top. And it's not going to be perfectly even, and it's going to have all these little ridges and stuff in it, but it's gonna have so much amazing texture. And again, this is a mixed media. This is meant to be a little distressy, a little bit, you know, this not perfect and like perfect simple. Here we go. This maybe will help you see it better, but can you see that texture? And the photos I take in the end, you'll really be able to see it. Now, once this dries, we're gonna lay this on top of the other navy panel, and it's just gonna be really amazing. So we need to let these dry, and then we'll come back and we'll put all the cards together. Okay, so now these are dry. I am going to stamp some sentiments onto a separate piece of cardstock here. This is just the ivory cardstock that I used to cut this piece out of, and then we will put it all together. I'm gonna pick 2 different sentiments here, and then I've got my cardstock, so I'm just gonna put that right down here on my sticky grid. Amazing. I'm going to give them a little space here just because, you know, I want to cut them out, and I don't know how I'm going to do that part yet. Okay, so I just put them down here, picking them up with the lid, and then we're going to bring this over, and then we're going to ink it up. I'm going to use the VersaFine Clear Nocturne. So I'm just inking these up really well. Of course, if I miss a spot or don't ink it up well enough, I can always go back over again. Here we go. Pressing down, but not too hard. Looks good. Looks really good. All right, so now these are done, and of course it's on the sticky grid, so I just have to peel this up very gently. I would like to use the foam tape for these just to add a little more dimension, and then I do have some, let's see, I've got gray, and I have this like aqua color. I think I like the aqua a little bit better. And I'm going to wrap it a couple times just to give it a little bit more something, just a little extra. And we're going to go 3 times. Generally with anything like this it's best to work in 3s. So before I put this onto my card base, I want to wrap this ribbon around. Okay, so we're going to start on the back. And I just need a little bit of double stick adhesive here. So we're going on the bottom 1/3. So I'm going to put just a little piece of glue here, and this is just going to hold that lead in place. And then I like to just wrap this ribbon around and have it be not perfect, you know, just have it kind of be like overlapping a little bit and in different areas. Okay, making sure it's all lined up the way I want, and then I'm going to put a little bit more adhesive on this side, whoops, to hold this side down. Keeping it taut, but not too tight, because then you can, like, you know, warp your paper a little bit. But see, there, that looks real nice like that. And I'm going to put the So Very Thankful right on top of that. Okay, that will look really nice. And I'm going to use my foam tape here, so we'll just cut off a little piece. Ooh, this stuff is so sticky. Whatever you put on here is not going to move at all. And I actually would like to cover this whole piece. So let me just get a tiny bit more. Tiny bit. Here we go. All right, and then you just peel off the backing. Okay, so now I've got that on the back, and I'm just going to stick this right over that twine or ribbon. That's so pretty. Okay, there we go. And then we can put this onto our card base, which I'm going to use just the double stick tape for, because I want it to stick right to the base of this card. There we go, right around the edges and just a tiny bit in the middle. And then just so it lines up nicely, I like to stand up the card, line up the bottom and the 2 side edges, and then the top should line up nice. And then you just press it all down. Here we go. So there is card number 1. Super simple, but really, really beautiful. Okay, and then card number 2, we're going to do something similar, but not exactly the same. We are going to put, first actually, what I would like to do is put some of this foam tape around the edges of this piece, because I want this whole piece to be raised off of that darker blue cardstock. But I also would like to put some of this twine around this card as well. I think it just looks really nice. So we're going to do the same thing for this card. I'm going to peel off this bottom piece of the foam tape because I'm going to use that as my anchor for the twine. All right, and you can, through this one, you can see that string through the back, so that's kind of a bonus, I think. It looks really cool. It's called Prism Paste, and it's just got the most beautiful iridescent pieces of goodness in it, okay? So we are going to just mix it up here because I really want you to see, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have some of this peeking through on this dark blue cardstock with that flower on top. I just think it'd be so pretty, and I'm excited to try it. So we're just going to try it and see how it goes. I'm just going to do a really thin layer. I think, anyway. Maybe I can't, maybe I have to do a thick layer. I don't know. Okay. I see. We got to do a little bit of a thick layer because of the chunkiness. The chunky glitters in here are magical. Okay, a little bit more. And I mainly just care about what you're going to see through there. Making sure there's some chunky glitter everywhere. Okay, now I need to dry this really quick. Okay, this looks kind of crazy this way. It's just a big globby mess, but I think it's going to look really cool when I put this over top of it. But now that I've got all this gel here, I do want to use some Express glue over my foam dot areas. Now this foam is super sticky, but because I put this other substance on here, this other glue stuff on here, I just really want to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm putting Express glue all over the foam pads. Okay, and that is going to make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. All right, so then we're going to line this up. Oh yeah, this is so cool. It just gives it a crazy kind of iridescent finish underneath. Now you could do it without and just have the dark blue showing through, and that would be absolutely beautiful. But I just thought it would be fun to play with some of our glitter gels and see what we get. And I think this turned out really nice. So now, oh my goodness, can you see that shimmer and that glitter stuff coming through? I think it looks really cool. I love the way that turned out. And we've got this fun texture over the top. This is a really fun mixed media card. So let's just get a piece of foam cut here for the back of our sentiment. And actually, I think it might be okay just the way it is. It's fine. So we're going to put it right here on top of the twine here. Stick it down really well and just hold it in place there for a second. Okay, there we go. Ooh, I love this. I'm so excited. Now we have our card base for our final, and I'm going to use the double stick tape runner here. I like to go around all four edges and then one little piece in the middle. That just makes sure it's not going to go anywhere. And then again, I'm going to start line it up on the bottom and the sides and let it fall and stick to the top, and then just stick it all down. Oh my goodness, this card is so cool. This would be really cool as like a galaxy background too, I think. So many great ideas here. So here are the two cards for today. Really different, but both really beautiful, I think. And you could make really dozens of cards pretty quickly with this die set and these great sentiments here. And I just love what we've done with all of these awesome supplies, making a couple of great mixed media cards today. I hope you found some inspiration and had some fun here today. And if you would like to see more products or more inspiration, you can visit Sizzix.com. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribe so that you don't miss future videos. Thanks so much. Have a good day. Bye.